Welcome back to the TWSN YouTube channel. We're continuing our countdown until the NFL draft with our team-specific 7-round mock drafts. And today we're going to be hitting on one of the teams in the offseason that is just in the headlines day in and day out, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. As you can see, they don't have too many picks: 22, 86, 124, 157, and 199. One thing we do know about Baltimore is they have drafted very well historically. They've done a great job at building through the draft. They've just been a really solid first-class organization, and they draft extremely well. And especially when you have as little amount of picks as they do, you have to continue to draft extremely well. Now, it's a mock draft simulator, so there's going to be some times where people are here, like some of these guys that I'm just not going to draft because I don't think they're going to be here. I don't think Canty goes, or I don't think Canty would be here. Bijan maybe, but I don't think they really take him anyway. Will Levis, no, they're not going to take him anyway. So then the conversation starts right after that. Brian Branch is a guy that is pretty interesting to me for them. I mean, because he kind of checks that CB box, but he also checks a little bit of a safety box. He's just a very versatile piece that the Ravens seem to really like. I know they drafted Kyle Hamilton last year, but he's kind of like the inverse of Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton, to me, is more safety linebacker. Kind of hybrid. Brian Branch is your true safety slot corner hybrid. So that is a very interesting option there as well. And then obviously everybody knows they could use a receiver. I really do like some of these corners for them. I think Forbes makes a ton of sense for them. Any of these corners make a ton of sense for Baltimore. These receivers too, I could see them being in on Zay Flowers again, but I don't know how much they're just going to invest in this wide receiver room after not really doing it for a while. It's definitely possible. I mean, they're throwing a lot of money at OBJ, so we'll see. I am going to go with Zay Flowers here. I don't know how much I see it happening. I don't think historically that would be a Ravens pick, but this has not been an historical offseason for Baltimore. I think that regardless if they use this pick to try to entice Lamar to stay, regardless, Zay Flowers is one hell of a prospect, and I think he fits and complements that wide receiver room very well. If Lamar stays, I think it becomes even better for them because he's your very, shifty, run after the catch, big play guy, and I think that really complements Rashad Bateman and OBJ very well, and really gives them a really, really, really solid receiving core. A lot of questions still, but it would be really solid, and it'd be a great place to start for Baltimore. Now here at 86, we're gonna have to get a corner in here for them, and it just depends their what they like here. Darius Rush, very good at play recognition, leaves some to be desired, but he's very solid. Garrett Williams, if you watch any of these other videos, I'm very high on Garrett Williams, but Kai Blue Kelly is very fun. Eli Ricks at Alabama, they kind of like their big school corners. Corey Trice is big, 6'3", and fast. Is that the direction Baltimore kind of wants to go? I could really see that being the mold of receiver or of corner they want. But do they do it over some of these guys? Maybe not. I'm going to go take a look at the edge. Andre Carter and Zach Harrison both could kind of feel like Ravens, but I don't know if they could pass on a corner here, and I'm going to give them Darius Rush. Now, I really did think about Corey Trice there, and I know it would look like a reach, but I think Baltimore could use a bigger body corner, and I don't think I would double dip for them, but it's not out of the realm of possibility because I think Corey Trice is that size and build of a corner that they're really missing. And then here it's pretty easy just because of the value here. Byron Young, a little bit older of a prospect from Tennessee, but that matters, but when you're a team like the Ravens, it doesn't matter as much. You want production. You want production now. You want to win now. So I definitely think for Baltimore, they're a team that can afford to take a guy like him because they are trying to be super competitive now, and he is good too. Right? Like I said, he's old, but he shouldn't, really push you off of people from the later rounds. Like this was in the third or fourth, whatever it had been, I believe, early fourth, or maybe the comp, whatever. Solid pick there. They get a good edge depth guy. The edge production has been so weird. You would think that their production would be better, but it hasn't been as. I think we all just expected a lot from Baltimore pass rush and hasn't lived up to it. So they're just going to continue to get more bodies in there. David Ojabo is going to be healthy. Just going to continue to get a bunch of guys in there, and I expect it to continue to get better year in and year out. Now, if we're looking at these, I mean, I really like Dwayne McBride's fit with Baltimore to kind of be that Gus Edwards kind of vibe. But I don't know if they really do that. I do like Cottrell Clark a lot too, to be a true slot corner for them. I could see that being something that they like a lot. And it says they need to run. I mean, like, I know they need. I don't know how much they truly need running back. I mean, I know Justice Hill isn't great. I like Gus Edwards. Dobbins is good. But, like, are they really going to – I don't know how they truly feel about the running back position. I can see where people could have it as their need. But if that's your running back room and they have it as your fourth need, you're probably in a pretty good spot. And it kind of – I think I am going to go back to the corner well. And I think I am going to give them Cottrell Clark here. Just some more bodies in that secondary. And he's just – I mean, I think he was probably possibly my BPA there as well. They need bodies in the secondary. They get injured there year in and year out. It never seems to fail. And Cottrell Clark is a very good slot corner. It's he might not be the biggest need up front, but he is a very, very good slot corner, good depth corner that can fill in a couple, positions in the secondary for you, but just a very solid corner at 157. That is a very, very good pick there. And again, I know they say they kind of need to dip into the running back well, but I'm not sure how much they really do. I could see them taking a bruiser. Maybe they do take a Chris Rodriguez. That's pretty tempting for them here. I could maybe see them going back into – let's go back into the wide receiver market and take the upside pick of a Bryce Ford Wheaton. Baltimore can afford to take that risk for him. Big, fast, strong receiver. Those guys are always super tempting. When you're a team like Baltimore, you can afford to take that risk with him because he doesn't have to play right away. You drafted Zay Flowers, you have OBJ, and you have Rashad Bateman, who's blanking on his name there for a minute. So he can really learn from all of those guys and really just sit back and develop. Or, at the worst, he's a very good complement to all those guys Baltimore has seen to like their big body receivers in the past. And this is a perfect example of a Baltimore draft where they've taken advantage of some value. 3 A pluses, 2 B pluses, just phenomenal value for Baltimore. That tends to be what they always do year in and year out. They always come away with a really solid draft. You're going to get some bodies in the wide receiver room, in the secondary room, at a falling edge due to age. Regardless, I really like this draft for Baltimore. Who knows what their picks are going to come like? Who knows how this Lamar situation plays out? This is what they have for now. This is what we completed. This is going to wrap up the team-specific Baltimore Ravens 7-round mock draft. And if you're looking for any draft news, any updates, make sure you're following on all TWSN social media accounts. And if you don't want to miss your team's team-specific 7-round mock draft, make sure you follow along here on the TWSN YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again soon.